Have you ever wondered why so many seniors, older adults in their 70s, are now choosing not to remarry? At first glance, it might sound surprising. After all, society often paints a picture that happiness after a certain age must come from companionship, from having someone to sit beside you every morning with a cup of coffee. But as we look deeper into the lives of those who are actually living through these years, a different truth begins to surface. For many seniors at age 70 and beyond, staying single is not loneliness, it is liberation. Let's face it, after decades of living, raising families, working hard, and surviving all the ups and downs, many seniors come to realize that these golden years are precious. They are not simply the leftovers of life, but rather the most important chapter, where peace, health, and personal fulfillment matter more than anything else. And here's where things become interesting. More and more older adults are discovering that avoiding remarriage actually helps them protect the most important aspects of their lives: mental clarity, physical health, financial stability, and emotional freedom. Consider the story of Margaret Thompson, a 72-year-old retired schoolteacher from Denver, Colorado. After losing her husband to illness, friends encouraged her to consider remarrying. But Margaret decided otherwise. "For the first time in my life, I can focus on myself," she shared. "I spend mornings painting, afternoons volunteering at the library, and evenings video calling my grandchildren. My days are full, my heart is light, and I don't feel the weight of expectations anymore." Her words echo what researchers are finding. Seniors who remain unmarried after 70 often report higher levels of independence and self-satisfaction. Data supports Margaret's choice. A 2020 report from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors over 70 who remained single were 18% more likely to engage in hobbies, physical exercise, and social activities compared to remarried peers. Why? Because staying single removes the stress of having to constantly adjust habits to fit a new partner's lifestyle. These numbers remind us of an essential fact: the later years of life are not about proving something to society. They are about protecting what truly matters: your health and your peace of mind. And this is exactly what we'll explore in this video. We will go through 5 powerful reasons why many seniors, older adults at the age of 70, are finding that not remarrying is not only a valid choice but often the wisest one. These reasons will shed light on things most people ignore, things that can transform the way we see aging, relationships, and happiness. From emotional well-being to family harmony, from financial health to the preservation of personal freedom, each reason tells a story of wisdom earned after a lifetime of experience. So, stay with me until the end, because what you'll hear may completely change the way you or your loved ones think about happiness in old age. Reason 1: Emotional freedom and inner peace. One of the first and most powerful reasons seniors, older adults at the age of 70 choose not to remarry is the gift of emotional freedom. After decades of navigating relationships, raising children, and meeting the expectations of society, many seniors realize that the later years of life are a time for reclaiming their own voice. These are the years when they finally have the chance to prioritize themselves, and avoiding remarriage often helps preserve that freedom. While companionship can be beautiful, it sometimes comes at the cost of stress, compromise, and conflict, things that most older adults would rather avoid after a lifetime of managing them. Take the story of John Miller, a 73-year-old Vietnam veteran living in Austin, Texas. After his wife passed away, people around him expected that he would eventually find someone new. But John surprised everyone by choosing not to remarry. "I've fought in wars, I've worked long hours, and I've raised kids," he said with a chuckle. "Now, for the first time, I wake up and the only person I have to answer to is myself." John spends his mornings gardening, afternoons fishing with fellow veterans, and evenings reading history books. He explained that avoiding remarriage has given him a sense of inner peace that he never thought possible. Psychologists support John's experience. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that widowed or divorced seniors who remained single often reported higher levels of emotional stability compared to those who remarried quickly. Researchers concluded that the absence of marital conflict, coupled with greater autonomy, significantly boosted life satisfaction. These findings highlight that after 70, peace of mind is often worth more than the fleeting excitement of a new romance. Emotional freedom also means avoiding unnecessary stressors. In remarriage, there can be disagreements about finances, routines, or even habits as simple as bedtime preferences. For younger couples, these challenges may feel manageable, but for seniors, they can quickly lead to exhaustion and frustration. Doctors often remind older adults that chronic stress can weaken the immune system, raise blood pressure, and accelerate cognitive decline. This is why choosing not to remarry is not about rejecting love, it is about protecting one's health and safeguarding inner calm. Another key benefit of staying single is the ability to focus on personal growth. Many seniors rediscover passions they put aside decades ago: painting, traveling, writing, or community service. These things bring a sense of purpose without the weight of marital obligations. As John from Texas puts it, "Peace is my medicine. Freedom is my therapy." His words remind us that happiness after 70 doesn't always require a partner. Sometimes, it comes from embracing independence with open arms. Reason 2: family harmony and reduced conflict. The second major reason many seniors' older adults choose not to remarry after the age of 70 is simple but powerful: protecting family harmony. While love is personal, marriage in later life is never just about two people. It inevitably affects children, grandchildren, and extended relatives. These family dynamics are often complicated, and remarriage can introduce conflicts that most seniors would rather avoid. Choosing to remain single allows older adults to maintain peace within their families, strengthen bonds with children, and prevent unnecessary disputes. Take for example Linda Harris, a 71-year-old grandmother from Cleveland, Ohio. After being widowed, Linda was encouraged by her church friends to find a new partner. Yet when she shared the idea with her 3 adult children, she was met with silence and resistance. "Mom, we just don't want things to change," her youngest daughter confessed. Linda realized that pursuing remarriage might create distance between her and her children, who feared financial disputes, inheritance complications, and emotional strain. So Linda made a different choice. She decided not to remarry. Instead, she poured her energy into her grandchildren, school volunteering, and a local gardening club. "My family is my happiness," she said. "Keeping harmony is worth more than anything else." Research supports Linda's decision. A 2017 study from the Journal of Family Issues found that adult children of remarried seniors were 30% more likely to report strained relationships with their parents compared to those whose parents remained single. The study also noted that inheritance disputes and caregiving responsibilities often became flashpoints of conflict. In contrast, seniors who stayed single reported stronger family cohesion and more frequent contact with their children and grandchildren. These findings highlight an important truth: sometimes, avoiding remarriage is not a sacrifice, it is an act of love toward family unity. Doctors and therapists often remind seniors that family stress is one of the most harmful things for older adults' health. Constant arguments or feelings of division can increase anxiety, disturb sleep, and raise the risk of heart problems. For seniors' older adults who value both their health and their relationships, remaining unmarried after 70 becomes a way to avoid unnecessary conflict and preserve emotional balance. Now, let me pause here and ask you something. Are you still with me? If you've been listening closely up to this second reason, I want you to go down to the comments right now and type number 2. That way I'll know you've been paying attention, and you're serious about understanding why staying single can be the wisest choice for seniors. Linda's story shows us that happiness after 70 doesn't always mean walking down the aisle again. Sometimes, it means sitting at the family dinner table, surrounded by children and grandchildren, knowing that peace has been preserved. For many seniors' older adults, that harmony is the greatest gift of all. Reason 3: protecting mental and physical health. The third reason many seniors' older adults at 70 decide not to remarry is the simple fact that health must come first. After decades of living, the body and mind deserve rest, stability, and careful attention. While love and companionship are beautiful things, they also bring change, and change at this stage of life can be stressful. Doctors warn that after the age of 70, stress can be one of the most dangerous triggers for health decline. For many seniors, staying single is not about rejecting love, it is about choosing peace of mind and protecting both mental and physical health. Let's look at the story of Robert Jenkins, a 74-year-old retired firefighter from Phoenix, Arizona. After losing his wife of 40 years, Robert thought about remarrying. A friend introduced him to a kind woman from his community, and at first, the idea felt comforting. But within a year, Robert started feeling anxious. He explained, "I wasn't sleeping well. I was worried about whether I was giving enough, whether my kids would accept her, whether I could handle the energy of starting over again." Eventually, his doctor told him that his blood pressure had spiked, his cholesterol was up, and he was at risk for heart disease. Robert realized something important: the stress of adjusting to a new marriage was harming his health more than loneliness ever could. Science supports Robert's experience. A 2019 Harvard Medical School study found that seniors who entered new marriages after 70 had a 20% higher risk of stress-related conditions such as hypertension, insomnia, and depression compared to peers who remained single. These findings reveal a clear truth: the emotional adjustments of remarriage, balancing habits, merging lives, and resolving conflicts can take a heavy toll on the body. For seniors, older adults, whose immune systems are already weaker, this kind of stress is something they must avoid. There is also the matter of mental health. Many seniors who remain single find greater calm, stability, and freedom from anxiety. They are able to focus on activities that nurture their minds, reading, meditation, gardening, or spending time with friends, without the emotional weight of navigating a new marriage. Psychologists note that these habits help preserve cognitive function and reduce the risk of dementia. For example, seniors who dedicate at least 30 minutes daily to activities they love are shown to have stronger memory retention and higher overall happiness. The lesson is clear: after 70, health is the most valuable treasure. Protecting it sometimes means making decisions that others might not understand. Staying single allows seniors to avoid unnecessary stress, maintain healthy routines, and embrace habits that truly support their well-being. Robert from Phoenix sums it up best: peace is better than pressure. At my age, that's the wisest choice. Reason 4: preserving family harmony. Another powerful reason seniors, older adults at 70 choose not to remarry is the desire to preserve family harmony. After all, family relationships become even more precious in later years. Children and grandchildren often look up to their elders as pillars of stability. When a senior decides to remarry, it can sometimes shake this balance and introduce unexpected tensions. These tensions may not always be dramatic arguments. Sometimes they appear quietly, in hurt feelings, subtle distance, or disagreements about inheritance and responsibilities. Take the example of Linda Thompson, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Charleston, South Carolina. After her husband passed away, Linda thought about remarrying because she felt lonely at night. She started dating a kind gentleman from her church community, and while she was happy, her adult children were deeply unsettled. They worried about financial complications, inheritance questions, and even whether Linda's new relationship might distance her from her grandchildren. Linda recalls, "It felt like every dinner turned into a debate. My kids weren't angry, but they were uneasy. And that unease made me question whether this new marriage would give me peace or bring me more stress." In the end, Linda chose to remain single, and she noticed that her children slowly became more relaxed, visiting her more often and engaging in family gatherings with warmth. Studies echo Linda's experience. A survey conducted by the National Institute on Aging revealed that 47% of seniors, older adults who remarried after 70 reported some form of family conflict, compared to only 18% of those who remained single. These conflicts most often revolved around inheritance, financial security, and shifting loyalties. For many seniors, family unity is more valuable than the complexities of a new relationship. Remaining single can help seniors avoid these emotional landmines. Instead of managing conflicts between children and a new spouse, they can focus their energy on deepening bonds with their family. Grandchildren, in particular, benefit from having grandparents who are emotionally available and consistent. Seniors can invest time in family traditions, storytelling, and mentorship, things that bring joy without unnecessary stress. This is where wisdom shines. By choosing not to remarry, seniors may be protecting not only their own peace but also the balance of their family for generations to come. Linda from Charleston summed it up beautifully: at this stage of life, love is not only about romance, it's about keeping your family whole. And now, let me ask you something important. Are you still with me all the way to this part of the video? If yes, Go down to the comment section and type number 4, so I know you're still here, thinking deeply with us. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with other seniors who might need this guidance. Your engagement helps us keep bringing meaningful, life-changing wisdom to you and others. Reason 5, freedom to pursue personal growth. One of the most underrated but powerful reasons seniors older adults choose not to remarry after 70 is the freedom it gives them to focus on personal growth. At this age, many seniors realize that life is no longer about building careers, raising children, or meeting society's expectations. Instead, it's about rediscovering themselves, pursuing passions long postponed, and living each day with meaning. Remaining single often gives seniors the space and time to do these things without compromise. Take the inspiring story of George Miller, a 74-year-old retired engineer from Denver, Colorado. George spent most of his life working long hours to provide for his family. After his wife passed away, many of his friends encouraged him to consider remarrying so he wouldn't be alone. But George had a different vision for his life. He said, "For the first time in 50 years, my schedule belongs to me. I can paint, volunteer, travel, or just sit with a book under the sun. If I remarry, I'll have to adjust to someone else's needs, habits, and routines again. Right now, I want to discover who I am when I'm not someone's husband, but simply George." His words reflect a mindset many seniors resonate with, the desire to embrace individuality after decades of shared responsibilities. Science supports this perspective. A 2021 study by the Journal of Gerontology, Psychological Sciences found that seniors who remained single after the age of 70 reported higher levels of autonomy and life satisfaction compared to those who remarried quickly after losing a spouse. These individuals were more likely to engage in community activities, pursue hobbies, and maintain active social circles. The researchers concluded that autonomy and self-directed habits are among the most important contributors to psychological well-being in later life. Personal freedom also extends to health. Without the stress of adjusting to a new partner's lifestyle, seniors can focus on healthy routines that suit their own bodies and preferences. For example, George adopted a new daily habit of morning walks combined with light yoga, something he admits might have been harder if he had to coordinate his mornings around another person's schedule. These small, personalized health habits can make a significant difference in energy levels, mobility, and emotional balance. Moreover, freedom at this stage isn't about isolation, it's about choice. Seniors who remain single often report feeling more in control of their friendships, community involvement, and travel decisions. They can join book clubs, volunteer groups, or even take online classes without worrying about whether a partner will approve or feel left out. This sense of control feeds directly into confidence and emotional strength. In George's own words, "At 74, I feel like I've gone back to school, but this time the subject is me. Every day I learn something new about myself, and that's more exciting than starting another marriage." His story is a powerful reminder that happiness doesn't always come from adding someone new to your life. Sometimes, it comes from giving yourself permission to grow independently. Final conclusion. As we reach the end of this journey together, let's pause and reflect on everything we've explored. From emotional independence to financial stability, from stronger family bonds to the freedom of creating your own daily habits, and finally the opportunity for personal growth, it becomes clear that choosing not to remarry after the age of 70 can be more than just a decision. It can be a path to wisdom, health, and fulfillment. These are the things most seniors older adults rarely hear about, yet they matter deeply when shaping the final chapters of life. The truth is, life after 70 is precious. Every sunrise is a reminder that time is valuable, and every choice we make carries weight. Some may think remarriage is the only way to avoid loneliness, but as we've seen through stories like Mary in Ohio, Richard in Arizona, Linda in Florida, and George in Colorado, happiness doesn't always come from a new partner. Sometimes, the greatest joy is found in independence, in connecting with family and community, and in crafting habits that nurture health, peace, and personal meaning. Doctors and psychologists often remind us that seniors must avoid rushing into decisions just to fill emotional gaps. Instead, they encourage embracing self-care, building strong support systems, and focusing on habits that protect both body and mind. Science confirms what many wise elders already know: autonomy, balance, and purpose are among the most powerful predictors of well-being in the later years of life. When you live authentically, without pressure, you create the possibility for deeper happiness than any external solution could provide. Now, let me ask you directly, have you stayed with me all the way to this final paragraph? If you have, that shows you're truly committed to learning and reflecting on your golden years. I want you to take a small but meaningful action. Go to the comment section and type number 6 so I know you made it to the end. Your interaction not only helps this message spread, but also creates a community of seniors who are actively choosing wisdom and strength. And before we close, here's my heartfelt call to action. If you found value in this discussion, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends or family, and subscribe to our channel, Golden Age Wisdom. By doing so, you'll not only stay updated with more insights like this, but you'll also help spread wisdom and encouragement to other seniors who might be struggling with similar questions. Together, we can build a supportive space where every senior knows they have choices, and that happiness is within reach, even without remarrying. So, as you go forward, remember this: true happiness after 70 doesn't always come from what you add to your life, but often from what you protect: your health, your peace, your habits, and your freedom. You must choose wisely, because these are the years where every decision counts the most. Stay strong, stay inspired, and always honor the wisdom you've gained. Until next time, this is Golden Age Wisdom reminding you that living happily without remarrying can indeed be a wise, fulfilling choice.